When I was in federal prison, I used to tell my bunkie Jay, I think this is a candid camera moment. I think some joke is being played on us. Do not respond. They are watching. He'd say, man, you're crazy. I'm like, I'm not going to respond. Examples include, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. It's 30 degrees outside. The guards sound the fire alarm. They start banging on our lockers. Be outside within 3 minutes. And then 3 minutes later, we're all standing outside, cold, many prisoners angry. And I'd say, I'm not going to respond. I think the guards are in the higher security prison watching. I will not let them win. Well, since my release from federal prison in May 2009, well, that's a long time ago, I am convinced these candid camera moments still exist. The problem is they actually don't turn out to be jokes. They're real. But I still, when I see it at times, think the camera's on me, someone's watching, there's a joke being played. A recent example includes Elizabeth Holmes. I filmed a popular video about her disastrous, horrendous, awful character reference letters where her family and network continue to enable her conduct. When I read the letters online, I actually thought it was a joke and cameras were watching. It turned out to be very true. I had that feeling again, and it only happens like 2 or 3 times a year. Okay, I mean, it's not every day. Like 2 or 3 times a year, I get the feeling. Like 2 or 3 times a year, I'll start a run despite having my running shoes on, my great 80s playlist, Toto, Duran Duran, 8675309. Despite the music in the shoes, I'll start a run and say, it ain't gonna happen today. I'm not in the mood to run. I shut it down. So that's how rare it is. It's like 2 to 3 times a year. But when it happens, I have to pause and think, this could actually be the candid camera. I felt that way recently when I read some of Abby Lee Miller's comments in People magazine. And when I read the comments, I said, this is the real candid camera moment. Like, it's real. They're watching, and it's real. Now, Abby Lee Miller, for some background, launched this popular show called Dance Moms. I never watched the show, but I did learn that she helped elevate the career of JoJo Siwa. And I'm going to be transparent here. I'm a fan. My 8-year-old daughter, Alyssa, huge fan. I can sing many of the songs. I could dance to Boomerang with my daughter. If I had to, I would, and you would be impressed. So I'm a big fan, okay, of JoJo Siwa. But clearly, Abby Lee Miller, as evidenced by the following, the millions of followers, she's an entrepreneur, she's successful, she's built a business, she was probably a workaholic. Like, she's successful. Doesn't change. Apparently, she made some bad decisions that put her on the wrong side of prison boundaries at Victorville. And while there, she served her sentence. Don't know what she did, but she came home. But when I read this article, I actually was forced to think, did she actually go to federal prison? Hence the title of this video. Did she actually go to federal prison because of what I read in this People magazine article? And specifically, she was commenting on Todd and Julie Chrisley. Now, for some clarity, yes, I'm very close with Lindsay. I joined her Southern Tea podcast that aired today. I know the family, proud to know them. And many of you are going to be thinking, oh, Justin, oh, you're a sycophant. You're defending them. This is what you do. The celebrities hire you and you defend them. As a reminder, Lindsay and the family found me because of a very direct and honest podcast I did on my good friend Harvard lawyer Lee's YouTube channel. And if you watch that video I did with Lee about the Chrisleys, you will see that I was direct and honest, and I was not always easy on Todd and Julie. In fact, I said they have a wonderful opportunity in front of them to make the most of this prison experience, to improve the legacy for their family, for their fans, to prove worthy of the love and support of Savannah and Lindsay and Chase and everyone, or they can waste it, or they can blame, or they can excuse, or they can make decisions that get them further away from their goals, which is getting home as quickly as they can. I was direct and I was tough in that video before I ever knew the family. Now, to their credit, they embraced the message and said, we want to go down a different path. We want to make this a productive experience. I share this for those of you who are simply going to suggest I'm filming this video as a way to appease them. I am not. I'm sharing it because Abby Lee Miller is wasting a wonderful, golden, the Willy Wonka chocolate ticket with her 5 million Instagram followers to influence justice-impacted people. To give an interview to People magazine, one, sharing private communications with Todd is inappropriate, it's unethical, it's a betrayal. Let's move past that. She knows better. How would she like it if people in her community were sharing private communications online with People or TMZ? Dumb. Let's move past that for a moment. To say in a People magazine article with her platform, she's concerned that Todd Chrisley will not be able to manage the towels and soap. That was like when I thought I had the candid camera on me. But she meant it because she's reiterated it elsewhere. Abby Lee Miller, if you indeed did go to prison, you saw the injustice. You saw so many women unnecessarily warehoused for periods of time that are far too long, many of whom who have depression and suicidal issues and mental health. who have known nothing but pain and injustice and depression and suffering throughout their whole life. You know many of them need better programming, better education, mentors, a skill set to ensure when they emerge from prison, they do not immediately return. This revolving door. Look at recidivism rates in this country. So rather than using her platform to educate audiences on the collateral consequences of imprisonment and using her skill set as an entrepreneur to inspire hundreds and then millions of women trapped in this wretched criminal justice system, she tries to create headlines by saying stupid things like, I think he's going to struggle in federal prison. I don't think he can handle the towel or showers. If anything, she should be able to say, if I did it, he can do it. If I can have built a massive empire from very little, and he did the same thing, and I got through with my dignity, so can he. In fact, Abby Lee Miller, what I beseech and implore you to do, to use your celebrity status, follow the path of someone like Massimo Giannulli from the Varsity Blues case, who worked with our team. Abby Lee, this is what I encourage you to do, whether we help you or not. When Massimo went to prison to Lompoc for 5 months, he came home, called my business partner Michael Santos and me and said, you know what, man? There's a lot of smart dudes there at Lompoc. They're hardworking. They're just misdirected. They have not had opportunities in life, but they have work ethic and discipline, and they get up early and they stay late, and they've had such turmoil throughout their life, and they never complain. They're optimistic. They mentor other prisoners. They're good guys who have known nothing but struggle. I want to help them. And while Moss, of course, can't hire everyone at his company G4, what he said was, I want to create a training platform with Prison Professors Nonprofit, Michael, that will impact tens and then hundreds of thousands of people in federal prisons and jails across the country. So Michael and Moss created a video course replete with lesson plans that are now impacting hundreds of thousands of people in prisons and jails across the country. And I have no doubt Todd Chrisley, Julie Chrisley will eventually do the same thing, because they're productive in prison and they're documenting it and they're not complaining and they're avoiding problems, and there is no concern about the towels and soap, but rather what are they doing to prove worthy of love and support in their family. And it's not happy talk or make believe. I know, because I know the family. Disappointed in those comments. So this is how I'm going to close. Abby Lee Miller, you have a wonderful platform that you've worked hard to build with millions and millions of followers, and as I understand it, you have a new show coming out. Congratulations. I encourage you to do some philanthropy, whether it's money or time, to not spew nonsense, gossip, ridiculous prison nonsense that is not applicable. You know it. That's why I filmed the title of this video. Did you actually go to federal prison? Why say things that are just so ridiculous and stupid? Because you're not stupid. You're an entrepreneur who build businesses and help launch the careers of other people. Critically think. And don't say nonsense. Use your platform to help people like the Chrisleys are doing, like Massimo and others have done. When I read that comment in People, I thought it was a candid camera moment. It was not, and I was disappointed to read it. Help people. Inspire women who are on the inside to ensure they do not return to this wretched criminal justice system that perpetuates failure and extinguishes hope for so many. Nice talking to you all.